Hey everybody, Brett from AstartesGaming here, back with another episode of our Crusader Kings 2, a Game of Thrones mod Let's Play. So, we are currently working on a plot, a pretty in-depth plot, where, first of all, we're trying to get rid of this guy because he was trying to assassinate us, I think. I honestly don't remember why we're trying to kill him, but we got a lot of people lined up to jump in on it. So, hopefully that one goes through fairly soon, but our goal from there was to eventually get rid of the Queen, because we have basically set ourselves up so that her son, Andred Hill here, is matrilineally betrothed, not married yet, but will be, to our granddaughter Nelsor Raventree. And so the Tyrells currently hold the throne, but after he inherits it and has a son who eventually inherits it, the throne will be held by the Raventrees. Now, part of the issue is that she's not my heir, and probably will never be my heir, and so we don't necessarily stand to inherit the Iron Throne ourselves, but we will have family members in position to do so, and that should make it easier for us to maybe maneuver closer to it, but we will certainly see. We've also got this army currently just sort of walking around. We've basically picked out a couple of people who we wanted to remove from power within the north, and we've called up their levies so that they will continually hate us more and more and more until eventually they will be forced to revolt against us. We'll put them down, and then it's just a matter of removing their titles and replacing them with somebody more loyal. The targets that we're going after currently are Bannon Bolton here, Lord of Winterfell. There's also Lady Alice of Hornwood, and I believe there was somebody else in this general area. It could have been either one of these guys. Somewhere down here, if I recall. Or it could have been somewhere in here. I honestly don't remember. But there's three of them, and those are two. Those are the important two. So that's what we're working on, and we're going to continue in that today. So I'll get the clock rolling, and while I do that, I just want to remind you guys to hit that like button if you're enjoying our Crusader Kings 2 playthrough thus far and you would like to see more of it. And don't forget to subscribe as well. It's the best way to help the channel grow and the best way to follow along with this playthrough as it continues. Lord Paramount Callan, the realm is in a state of war, and as such, I, your liege queen, command that you provide men to support my armies. Well, as it stands, it doesn't look like I'm actually part of your kingdom, because it just sort of made me independent. Let's take a look. Yeah. Kingdom of the Iron, or Kingdom of the North. I am not really, or maybe this is just, it's showing me the opportunity here. I would be declaring war on her. I don't really stand to gain anything from declaring war on her. Who is the rebel? Lord Willem the Fourth of the Straits of Tarth. Willem the Scarred. You have no chance. Literally no chance. I'm not going to concern myself with it. Honestly, you know what? I'll just say yes. I don't have to actually do anything. So, I'll just say yes. It keeps us from losing face with her. Oh no, I'm still independent. However, the Barrowlands seem to sneak out from under us. I don't like that. That's strange. Well, that gives me plenty of reason to declare war. I think he's the Lord. I can't tell. They're all just like old men. Harmond of Spearmouth. I'm pretty sure it's this guy. He doesn't have a liege, so yeah. Offer vassalization. He'll say yes. Okay, well, I don't even need to go to war. That was easy. So the Barrowlands will fall under my rule. And that's that. So we were also considering maybe pushing north. Unfortunately, it looks like the Wildlings have united. Wait, how did you end up? It's really strange the way that some of these just sort of became their own thing. Because she was a direct vassal of ours. She's still accepting our offer. She will accept it, though. We were working on a claim right here for Craster's Keep. Basically planning on pushing north beyond the wall and conquering this way rather than pushing south. Partly because I like where we are right now. If anybody decides to attack me from the south down here, all we need to do is amass troops in Greywater Watch, and we would basically stymie any attempt of theirs to attack us, because they can't pass these mountains here, and every adjacent province has to go through Greywater to get in. And not only that, but the choke point extends all the way past Silverreed into Moat Caelan. So basically, I have 3 provinces to try to defend the north from attackers. They can, of course, land on the coast wherever they want, but if they want to attack by land, they have to go through here, here, and here. And so that gives me tons of chances to defend. This is also, I think, pretty good terrain for a defense. The terrain is Neck Causeway, which I think is added by this mod. I imagine it will confer some defensive bonuses, but I do not know for sure. And that one's the same, and that's terrain Moat Caelan, so that might give you even better defensive bonuses. I don't know, again, for sure, but I would think so. Anyways, let's keep this rolling. So we got the claim going. We do have that plot. Hopefully it is successful sometime soon, otherwise I might just abandon it. I honestly don't remember why we were trying to kill him, but I vaguely remember, I think, him trying to kill us. Okay, I don't have a choice. I'm not particularly fond of jumping into war behind her. We've got our own wars to fight. Plus, she seems to be wasting troops wandering around the north anyways. Like, what are you doing up here? The fighting is happening to the south, not up here. Like, way to the south. It's happening in the Stormlands, not in the north. But yeah, I need to figure out what he was doing. I am fairly confident that he was trying to kill me, but I don't know. I don't know if it's in my known plots. It might be. Whenever this autosave ends, we will take a look. Don't care. Crusader Raventree. I don't know who that is. How would I just tell you not to? Don't be killing my blood relatives. Alright, so known plots. There are 47. That's... wow. Okay. So what's this guy's name? Lonel. Lonel, are you in here? Oh, I saw L. I was like, that seems... It's alphabetized. Why is the L so high? But it was the title. I don't see him. He should have been right here. So no, he's not listed. I don't know what he was up to. And it's not like he holds any particular titles that we would want, I don't think. He holds this castle. So yeah, I honestly can't remember what he was doing. But it pissed me off enough to want to kill him. And so I'm going to ride it through. Emmon Mallister and Lady Serena had a son named Edric. Edric Raventree. Wow, you guys are kind of young, aren't you? Kind of, yeah. So he's a pretty solid character. She's a pretty solid character. Hopefully their son will be a pretty solid character. I don't mind the name Edric. He's going to end his scheming. So what's the status with our heir currently? Let's close some of these because I can't stand that flashing in the periphery of my vision. Seeks to kill Lady Sansa of Cherwell. I don't know who that is or particularly care. Lord Hallis of Last River has inherited the lordship of Last River from Lord Jonos of Last River. Jonos Raventree passed on. He died of poor health at 44. Come on, man. Gotta take care of yourself. And then his son is now the Lord. He's not a very good character. But what are you gonna do? It's not really for me to say at this point. I mean, if these people ever, like, if this ever falls in somebody else's hands, I might try to, like, revoke it and give it back over to an Umber if we can find one. But I think most of this territory is held by Raventrees. Yeah, like, everybody appears a Raventree. There's a Karstark. What about here? That should be a Raventree. No, Wolffield. I think one of his... Yeah, I was going to say... No, Marissa Dustin. Wow, okay. So apparently Eastmelt has been held by non-Raventrees for a while. Weeping Bay is still Raventree held, though. Anywho, let's keep that rolling, because we're trying to get some stuff done today. And, how are you faring over here, Mr. Bannon? He doesn't like me very much. Too many held duchies is one of them as well. Probably just making the high lordship of Last Hearth didn't help with that, I imagine. Because we were already holding a couple, and now we hold... I thought we held more than that. Oh, that's right. We do not hold the Dreadfort, because technically she has it. At least I thought so. Lady of the Dreadfort, yes. Unfortunate, but nothing we can really do about it. At least not at the moment. Who's trying to depose me? Has founded. You're the one that decided to come back. You didn't have to. I mean, I would have made you, but you didn't have to do it willingly. How much to pay him off? 26 gold will get me a nice chunk of opinion with him. And then let's work on maybe a non-aggression pact. He's not interested. Let's see. Your heir already has a wife. She's got a husband. So I don't see any way of like creating marriage ties. I think we already have some if we can offer them a non-aggression pact though. Oh well. We'll figure something out with them. Let's get rid of this. Lord Jory of Crow's End. I honestly don't. I can't keep track of all these people and who they're trying to assassinate and why. Whatever. That's your prerogative, man. I'm pretty hands off as a ruler. Let them just kind of do their thing as long as they're not declaring war on each other. Don't care. I'm good with that. Lady Hara of the North is the pretender to the throne. She was the one that we overthrew. And so if Lord Hallis wants to make sure that that thread is no longer loose, then I am happy to allow him to do that. He disbanded his faction. Looks like bribing him worked. Sir Emmon Flowers and Lady Jane have had a daughter named Lisa, or Liza. So they have a son and 2 daughters. Let's actually... I was trying to do this a second ago. So Arana is still our heir, because she had 2 sons. Unfortunately, the son that looked like he might be good, Porther, died. Well, he didn't have any stats either. His brother Jojen is ill, and if he were to pass away as a child, that would not be the worst thing to happen to us. Because, let's see, who would it fall to at that point? You have a son, Kriegard, who isn't too bad a character. He's kind of shady, but as a ruler, that's not a bad thing. Definitely not. His father was a pretty good character, is a pretty good character. Unfortunately, he didn't inherit any of his father's good traits, but I may attempt to educate him myself. Because if something were to happen to the other kid, effectively what would happen is if she no longer has a son, she's no longer the heir. The heir gets bumped down to the next oldest daughter who has a son, since Sybil only has daughters. Let's see, are they all married? I imagine they are, just because he's in charge of them, not me. Para's not married. I can't really arrange a marriage. Yeah, I can't really do anything there. I could marry her to Hollis, but he's a terrible character, so I don't see an advantage to that. Anywho, it's going to bump down to the next oldest daughter who has a son. In that case, it would be Lady Danelle, who is married to Rorig Faring, and they have a son named Kriegard. And so Kriegard Raventree would be her heir after she becomes Queen of the North, and we would obviously want to groom him into a suitable king. His mother is a pretty average at best character, so she would be like a stopgap, but she is 30, only 25 years younger than the king, and he's only 4, so he'll be pretty young still whenever she passes on, I would wager. Anywho, let's get the clock rolling. We kind of wasted too much time going over that, but yeah, if that kid passes on, which I'm honestly kind of hoping for at this point, because he's not looking all that promising. Well, I guess he's not that much worse. He's got some stewardship, he's got some learning. Stewardship is nice, learning is useless for a ruler. Obviously these things are nice to have, but he doesn't have them. So we'll see what we can do. If it gives me the option to pay for his education, we probably will, just because he is shaping up to be the future heir at this point. I don't know what you guys are trying to do, so I'm just going to ignore it. But yeah, we will do our best to educate him. If he passes on, then obviously Kriegard is going to be... Okay, I'm not really calling anybody to arms, so whatever. But yeah, we'll focus on Kriegard if something happens to this kid, but I may hedge my bets and do both, because obviously we can groom 2 kids at once, and we have so much money. I should probably spend some of it, actually. We were sort of working on the Dreadfort, weren't we? I could do patrol posts. We would need, let's see, Castletown. We need Modest Estates 3, which I think requires this to be upgraded first, which requires this to be upgraded. So let's do that. That puts me at 640. That's still plenty to pay back the Iron Bank. And we'll continue upgrading the Dreadfort. I'd like to get my hands on Winterfell so that we can upgrade that. Mariah Dustin. Don't care. Kill away. My lord, loyal servants such as I truly deserve some recognition and reward from time to time. It is widely known that you hold huge lands and many titles and are as generous as you are wise. Don't be kissing my ass, you hate me. Yeah, this greed isn't becoming of you, Lady Alice. Green isn't your color. Hopefully that pisses her off and she decides to attack me. Cool. Of course, I know what's going to happen here. I'm going to accept this and pay the money to get this claim, and as soon as I do so, the Iron Bank is going to come calling for their money, and I won't have it. But this is kind of a good opportunity here for us to start pushing north. I know it's going to happen. I know it's going to happen. But I don't remember when the Iron Bank was going to ask for their money back, and I don't think there's any way for me to check. Let's see. I don't think it would be... Oh, loan taken. A loan will be due for repayment at the expiration date of this modifier. It expires January 31st, 8411. So we do have a little bit of time to make up the difference. Is that going to be enough time, though? I guess, worst case scenario, we can pay the interest, but I hate how this always happens. We had so much money, I was like, okay, we should probably spend a little bit just so it's not sitting there. And of course, things pile up, and now I have to make a decision like this. I'm going to take it. We're at 510. So as long as we can make like 40 gold between now and the end of January, we'll be alright. So we have a claim here. who is leading this faction right now? King Egon? Hornblower. I don't know how to pronounce that. He can muster 16,000 men. I can muster 20,000, roughly. So we would win that. And that's assuming that they throw everything that they can at us, which is hardly a foregone conclusion. It's certainly possible, but rarely does every vassal join in at full strength. He might not even commit any forces to this because it's not really his. I mean, it is his. We are declaring war on him. But typically, the vassals under them aren't very concerned about things like that unless it's their province under threat. So, let's see, if I... Really? Oh, I'd have to get rid of these armies first. Well, I kind of want to get rid of you guys because you are a threat to me. Plus I want Winterfell. I'm the king of the north. I should have Winterfell. That's how it works. Plus I have one more spot in my domain cap, and that would be a pretty nice addition to it. It would give me a lot of levies as well. A lot of levies. Almost 9,000 just from this alone, on top of what we already have, which is 13. So we would basically be able to call on 22,000 levies ourselves without any help from our vassals. Meaning that if all of our vassals rose up at once, we would still be able to put them all down. And I'm trying not to be a tyrant, but if we ever needed to be, that would be a pretty nice thing to have. Also, that would pretty much put me on par with the queen if we ever needed to go to war with her. Actually, no, not even close. From domain. Actually, sort of. We would actually be able to call on more troops from our own domain than she would. However, she has way more vassals than we do, and could use that to her advantage. That's assuming that the vassals came to fight alongside her. If they don't, then we would have the advantage. But we don't really have any reason to attack her, so that's just sort of a hypothetical. We've got a couple minutes left here. I thought you joined us. What happened with that? Did you become independent again? I'm going to offer it up again. I don't know why that keeps happening. If it happens again, I might just conquer it. And, you know, kind of put an end to that once and for all. I don't like how a lot of them were sort of freed from being under the High Lordship as well, because I think that was preventing that. Oh, good. More money. He will be educated at court because he needs those skills the most. And that did benefit him a little bit. Oh, I can't afford this. But he's my heir. Like, this is the future. Poor education. God, that hurts just looking at it. Oh, this always happens. Why does this always happen? I'm going to pay the 71, and I'll just have to pay the Iron Bank the interest if we can't make the money back in time. It's not looking like we will. We're at 518, and we have 2 months. So, hopefully they're not expecting the entire sum. I hate this. I hate when this happens. And it always happens. Wait. Seeks to replace... I don't care about that. Who are you trying to kill? Lord Athan of Wolfswood. Go for it. Be my guest. I may even jump in on that later. We are out of time though, so I'm going to end it here. In the next episode, we may consider going to war with the Free Folk to get a foothold beyond the wall. We've also got to figure out this money situation because the Iron Bank is going to come calling in about 2 months. And I don't think, yeah, monthly balance is basically 11 gold. So we won't be back to 500 even at that point, and they are expecting like 550. So we'll see what happens. I'm pretty sure I can pay like the interest and just postpone it as we did at the beginning of the playthrough, but I hate doing that. because it ends up costing me more in the long run. However, in this case, I really shouldn't have upgraded the Dreadfort. Had I not done that, we would have had enough money. So that was my mistake. But I didn't realize that we were going to get hit with like 3 things that we had to shell out a bunch of gold for in a row. So anyways, we'll leave it right here and come back in the next episode trying to sort this all out. Thank you guys so much for watching. I had a great time playing some Crusader Kings 2 with you, and I look forward to seeing you back here for the next episode.